No way.
Let's get to some dumb football
DFQs.
questions here, gentlemen. You guys can always submit the audience through the YouTube comment section. There's no question that is too dumb for this segment here. So let's start with Pablo. What would you guys say, Alex and Jeremiah, are the biggest differences between the NFL and college football? Obviously, the talent gets thinned out. You the best player. So besides just talent, what are the other biggest differences between the NFL and college football?
You ready? I got one. This is a good one. We can just go back and forth. The facilities. When you're in college, my dude, I remember I was just talking to somebody, and I think it was Trevor. We were talking about our facilities. He went to Notre Dame, and I was at Ohio State. And I was like, yeah, I remember when we upgraded, they spent like $100 million on the facility, and they got it from one guy. And they asked his wife. And I was like, I remember because Tress told us, and she was just like, sure, take it. And I was like, and then I went to the Niners, and they didn't even have a fucking cafeteria. We ate out of a food truck, and the weight room had 3 racks for fucking 90 guys. I was like, I don't know how we survived. And then all of a sudden, like when you get there, the guys in the NFL are like, shut up, bitch. Fucking lift it. You're like, there's nowhere to lift though. Like I can't do there's physically nowhere for me to eat. They're like, oh, it comes around 11:30, but it leaves at 12. So you better hurry the fuck up. You're like, what is it? A chef? Is it a person? No, it's a truck. The fuck you mean a truck? Like, dude, you are so like, okay, we're back to slumming it. Like you just, it's hard to explain, but like when you're in college,
sure.
you're dude, your locker. I remember they were like, we're gonna get this exotic wood. It's gonna be gorgeous. I punched it one time and broke my hand because I was so fucking mad. It's very exotic. But then you get to like the football facility in the NFL, and they're like, yeah, we've been using these lockers since we started. We think we can use them another 10 years. And you're like, dude, the fucking wood is warped. They're like, it still works. Shut up. Dude, we were at fucking Winter Park. And Minnesota, I walked in day one, and I was like, is this the same hot tub they used when they first opened this place? He's like, yeah, sure is.
They've upgraded since then, but
but I was like, dude, it's been 40 years. What are you waiting for? They're like, well, you got to fucking win.
You were using the same hot tub that Fran Tarkenton soaked in.
I was kind of excited.
70s, dude.
Jay, tell me we didn't have the most fun in that cold tub hot tub.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
The most fun.
I mean, but it was like a truly like above ground pool. Like you had to like climb up and into it. Like it wasn't like these walk-ins. Like no, you like climbed up and into it.
At Ohio State, we had one that was shaped like a block O. And then you could like walk into the other one that was shaped like a block O. And then you could go in the next room that had the treadmill that was shaped like a block O, like the cool graphics on the ground. Yep. And then I got to the Vikings and I was like, hey, where's the water treadmill? They're like, it's in the closet. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Facilities are definitely one. I mean, you're starting to see them get upgraded a little bit more now. But I mean, I remember saying, I got to the Chargers and our cafeteria was a tent outside.
Yeah, so was ours.
Like it was like one of the pop-up like circus tents outside. Yes. And like they trucks would come in, and we had like Qualcomm was a disaster.
You had to walk underneath the bleachers
when the rookies would come. Like when the rookies would come there for the 90, they had to put up like middle of the room lockers so that there was enough like room for everyone.
Winter Park, same way.
Yeah, same way. So that was a big one.
I think it was like a maze.
Yeah, I think the other biggest thing was just the stress, right? Like in college, you thought you were stressed. Right, you're like, oh, I got school. Like, I have to play well on Saturdays. Like, I got to do this. But then when you get to the league, and you're like, oh gosh, if I have a bad practice, like, I could be done. Right, like my career could be over. Like the added stress that you had, where it's not like, well, I'll just fall back. I know I got 4 years here. Right, like you knew that at any moment, at any part of the day, your career could be over. Like the guy, his name was Ian. I don't remember his last name. He's from Boston College. He came in. He has a PFA. We had rookie mini camp. We had I don't remember. I honestly don't know his last name. We had rookie mini camp. We had rookie mini camp. He played like shit. He got cut 3 days into his NFL career. It was done. Like I didn't even have his phone number yet. Like I got back to the hotel room and there was a note he left on like the stationery that was like, "Hey man, they cut me. Hope you nothing but the best." And then 2 minutes later, the new guy walked in and he like who was at rookie mini camp. He's like, "Oh hey man," so I was like, "Oh hey." He's like, "Hey, where's Ian?" And I was like, you're the new Ian, right? Like, and like,
you're him.
You're the new Ian, and like that was the like super sobering moment for me. That I was like, dude, this thing is literally like one bad day away from being over, and that stress can compound and build on you over time too. And I saw it eat guys alive. Like I saw it absolutely eat guys alive that couldn't handle that and that one bad day compounded to 2 bad days, which compounded into a week, which then led him to be cut. Like, so learning how to handle stress properly was a big piece.
Man, it's funny because when Booney first said facilities, like I automatically thought, oh yeah, you graduate to NFL facilities. But if you're going from, I mean, you guys went to Nebraska, Ohio State. These are boosters are investing millions, tens of millions of dollars.
Nebraska's new football facility just got opened, $138 million facility. They have basically Olympic-sized cold tub, like Booney said, that you can walk in a circle in.
Yeah.
To get into the cold tub, you walk through what they have dubbed the car wash, which is like sprinklers that wash you off while you don't bring
nasty
practice.
Shit into it.
So then you walk into it. They have an entire room full of nap pods, like 40 nap pods. They have 8 float tanks, right? Those like big saltwater float tanks. Their weight room is the size of a warehouse. Like all of it's you could lift 120 guys, all that to go below 500. I know, Mackie, I'm aware. Thank you. But
well, you're getting kicked out of the Big Ten this year, by the way. If you guys don't do some shit, you too, Minnesota.
Last week they just flipped over on all the websites the new 2024 Big Ten standings, and it's it's like a paragraph long. So we're still keeping the Pac-2. The Pac-2 is still a thing for this year, apparently.
Just for this year.
For Oregon State and Wazoo, right?
Yep,
they're just playing in the same conference.
They should just play. They should.
Are we going to have a championship game?
They should have to play each other every week. Just 12 straight
back
weeks
and forth,
just
back and forth,
home and homes.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh man. Okay. Next on football question from Eloso3135. Can the guys talk about their experience dropping weight after their playing days? I watched a few YouTube vids of Boone back in the day, and no offense, bro, but you had massive chipmunk cheeks when you played.
Easy.
So yeah, Boone, you were like, you were triathlon training at one point.
Mine was almost unfair. I did a Kokoro, the 52 hours with the SEALs out in Temecula, which was amazing. And then I did the Ironman, the Escape from Alcatraz, a bunch of them. But I don't know. I think that when I was coming into the league, the trends were so different, right? Like there were so many big guys. And then you would see these big guys having lots of problems. And they can't move very well and they can't walk well. And at times I feel like what you eat kind of helps your brain. So I was quick to be like, listen, I never really wore a mouth guard. I need to protect myself at all times. So that and the fact that I think that you obviously have the gym, which is easy to fall back on every day. Like I'm out there striking with the boys, running around with them, messing with them, coaching a million sports. Like I'm just so active that my ADD never slows the fuck down. And it just constantly gets me into new adventures and gets me in a lot of trouble at times. But honestly, it's just eating right, dude. Like I would love to go crush pizza all day and wings. And dude, I'd love to drink a fucking beer. Like I think at this point I've deserved it, but it's like, is that really going to make me feel better? Is that really going to, like the ice cream, the cakes, I used to eat pies from Kowalski's all the fucking time. And I've had to limit myself, although they brought back the raspberry lime pie the other day and I did go crazy one night. Don't fucking judge me. Kowalski's, I love you.
I mean,
but that's it.
Yeah, I think I've been on more of a, like Boone got it off and kept it off. I've actually been more of a kind of a yo-yo with it. Like I immediately got down to like 270, felt great. And then I yo-yoed to kind of 280. And then I recently, when I had shoulder surgery, I'm back over 300 right now, which I hate.
No shit?
Yeah, I'm 305 right now, which I'm not happy about.
Good for you.
But like I can feel what Boone's talking about though, as far as like I'm having more issues with my joints now that I'm heavier than I did. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's like, oh, I've been 300 pounds before, but I don't have the muscle mass to carry the frame like I used to. Right? Like I used to be strong, like big 315, 320, like strong. I can carry this frame. When you don't work out like that, like when you get big like this, it just puts some more stress on your joints. So I've actually started hitting it pretty hard here again to try and get back down to that 270 range where I'm at, just because I've wore and tore so many of my joints that I don't have that strength to be able to hold on to it anymore. But it's harder for me to keep it off than I wish it was, right? Like I'm a guy like I have to stay extremely disciplined in my diet, extremely disciplined in my workout regimen just to lose some weight. But if I lose, like if I'm 3-4 days off the wagon, I can put 4 pounds on, and I hate it. It sucks, but like I have to be very, very strict and disciplined with it. And that gets harder to do with the more kids you have and the more activities you're running around. And my lifestyle being on the road is, it's tough. I had a golf event on Monday.
Those are hard.
Got
are
on a
hard.
plane Tuesday morning at 6:15, flew to Connecticut, met with a kid on Tuesday night. I was back on a plane at 5:35 this morning, got home. Like, I haven't eaten well over the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Right. And like that, it's just hard for me to do, but I know what I have to do. And that just goes back to being more disciplined about it. And the guys that get the weight off are extremely disciplined about how they do it.
When you guys are, because there's probably a lot of people that didn't play football but would love to lose 30 or 40 pounds. When you're in that mode of, all right, I'm gonna over the next however many weeks or months, I'm gonna drop 25 or 30. Like, what are some of the pillars for exercise and diet that you lean on?
I mean, I think the easiest thing is if it's not grilled and it's not green and it's not white rice, I don't eat it. Like you did listen. People are like, I got to count my macros, and my wife at times does that macro thing, and I love her to death.
I have to count.
That's fine. I think that if you just kept it simple, I'm going to grill some fucking chicken, I'm going to eat some broccoli, I'm going to do some little bit of rice. I just do that nonstop. And I know people are like, it's so hard and redundant. No shit. Everything in life is so fucking hard. That's why we do it. But you feel so much better, and you just, I don't know. I go up and down about it. The macros things drives me nuts because I feel like people look a little too deep into it. And I get that some people have to. Like my wife does. She loves it. She thinks it's great. But it's like, it's sometimes like, you know, if you just ate grilled chicken and a little bit of rice, you'd be fine. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm big on tracking. Just, I think it really makes you realize how much you overeat. Right, like if you're tracking, like truly, like for me, it's like I think if I try and eat like 2,400 calories a day when I'm doing things the right way.
What's the daily gap?
That's it. 24.
I try and when I'm trying to lose weight, like, and sometimes it's up to like 27 when I'm like a workout day, but like it's very much the same type of meals for breakfast. Like getting in a routine that's the same, like protein shake, couple eggs, like some Canadian bacon or some turkey bacon, and a piece of toast. Right, like. Hit your protein goals, there you go, and then like just kind of change the flavors up for lunch and dinner, but like making sure you track that. And then the big thing is just getting enough protein. It's amazing the lack of protein in our society of like what we'll have, like from a calorie perspective wise. Like hitting your protein number is actually, I try and get like 275 of protein a day, which is actually really hard.
It
is.
It's
like 9 pieces.
Dude,
that's like 9 pieces of chicken. That's a lot.
I do a 40-gram protein shake in the morning, and then I do like a Greek yogurt protein granola, like snack at night. That's another like 35 protein powder. So I try and drink or eat yogurt of like almost 75 grams of protein, and then the rest is just like Boone said, chicken or grilled grass-fed beef, like that type of stuff. And try to keep the fat down too. Trying to get like the macros of the fat down as well.
And honestly, you should be lifting at least 3 days a week. I get crazy, and I'm going crazy right now because of my surgery. I want to be super big going into it so I don't lose too much out of it. But once I'm done with this surgery, I'll go back to training 7 days a week. It'll be bike in between every lifting day. So it'll be like a fucking 50-mile bike ride in between just to get everything going. And, dude, the more and this is one of the coolest things about Peloton is, like, if you can get a Peloton into a dark room at like 5 in the morning, you'll go fucking nuts. Those guys will talk.
Are you getting back on it?
Shit.
Are you getting back on it?
About it. I'll tell you what, here's the problem. My trainer is so much more fun because I have a bike fitted for me. So I can get on my trainer and ride like all these hard courses. And I can watch a movie while I'm doing it. And I just go until I pass out. And I'm like, I love this.
Peloton has Netflix, I'm pretty sure now.
I know, but the Peloton, listen, for all those that don't know, when you ride a real bike, your ass doesn't sit like that. So that's why it's hard for me to get back on a Peloton because I'm so used to being flat. So I love my trainer because I just lay there and I do triceps the whole time. I come off, my arms are massive, my fucking legs are big. Wait till my knees straight. You're all fucked. I'm going back to hey, he's mad he's at 305. I'm going back to 305. I was like, I'm gonna squat so much weight.
Muscle,
I was talking to Dr. Bjorky. He was like, you're gonna be in the gym fucking squatting 3 days later. I was like, seriously? He was like, oh yeah, dude, you're gonna be fine. I was like, bring it on, bitch. Bring this fucking metal on. I'm ready.
Yeah, I love my Peloton. It's my favorite.
It's a blast.
It's addicting. Pelotons are addicting.
Dude, I think they've made it way harder to get higher outputs than they used to. Because I used to get some really stupid
Jay's outputs were so ridiculous.
I used to get some stupid outputs.
I used to have to call him while he was doing it to like proof that he was
like,
actually on the bike. I was like, there's no way. Because I'd watch his numbers go up like 5 at a time. And I'd be like, there's
we were talking about this. This is only for like the hardcore, only the people that are like dialed into Peloton.
Listen,
we're trying to find.
What was your number for a 30-minute ride?
741.
That's just, you were saying like 700 output for
741, dude. I saw it.
741 for a 30-minute ride was the best I ever did.
I raced him that day
That's
with Carter
wild.
Bykowski, and
Yeah.
you two took off, and I was like, I'm at like 1,000. You're at like 10. I don't know. And I called him. I FaceTimed him and be like,
Yeah.
show me you're on the bike right now. He was, we won. I was like, motherfucker, he's doing it.
I used to like, my wife used to make fun of me because like I would be in the backyard on my hands and knees puking, like because I pushed myself like so hard to win, and like because that leaderboard does something to me, dude.
It does. It does.
It clicks
Can't
something
do
in my
it, man.
mind where you're just like, you look at the next person, and you're like, all right, you're next, bitch, and then you beat them, and then like you just keep going and keep going and keep going, and then you get one that's like a 20 gap, like between you and the next person. You're like, oh, all right, a challenge. You just go for it. Yeah, I can't count the number of times I literally just like in the backyard, just and then she'd come out on the patio and be like, you're an idiot. She's like, you're a literal idiot. I'm like, I know.
God,
I know.
these tree trunks.
Dude, we were so
we had a
seven
crew.
legs,
We had
man.
a
We were
crew.
so
It was like
competitive.
me, Booney, Carter Bykowski. I used to ride with Danny Woodhead and his two brothers. Like I had like a 5:30 a.m. crew. We'd all text each other, be like, all right, we're starting this ride at 5:30. Ready, go. And then you can see each other on there. Oh, it was great.
Man, I'll tell you, old Macadac just did his first 60-minute power endurance ride last week.
Hey,
That's right.
way to pop your
Little
cherry,
Little
pussy.
Little self-suck right there.
Finally jumped into
What's
a
your best
60 minute.
45 minute? Do you remember what your best 45 minute output is?
Just under 600.
I was
Somewhere
997.
there.
I was so close to hitting
That's
1,000. And I just
insane.
couldn't. I
See what I'm
couldn't
saying?
get it. I
It's-
couldn't get it. But I think
doesn't
they've made
make
it harder.
sense, Mackie.
I honestly think they made it harder because I haven't even sniffed 600 in a hot minute. Like I think they
man,
made it
you want-
harder.
You want a
You're
shot at
getting
the
old,
title?
Jay.
Why don't you?
Oh, I will smoke you, Mackie.
I know, it'll
I
be-
will.
Mackie, don't.
Give
run
me-
you up and down.
How about this? I'll do. Let me think here. Give me like 15 extra minutes. So I'll do a 45. You do a 30, and let me see if I can beat your total output on a 45.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
Can I get some time in this?
Because I
Because I
can,
want to
I can
jump in
get,
this.
I can get 600 on a 45.
I could definitely.
You've done 700 on a 30
I can,
before.
Yeah, I like.
This
okay.
is like if you're
I
like
like
a
it.
scratch golfer and I shoot
Yeah,
90.
What's your
you know.
handicap? I'll give you a
Yeah.
15-minute
Your
handicap on the Peloton.
Yeah.
Dude,
We're
I
gonna
want
do
in on this after my
Hey,
knee's better.
if anyone wants to be in a Peloton crew, hit me up. Let's do it. I want to get.
Do you want to throw your name out?
Sirles 71, super easy, but also like,
Sirles 71.
hit it up on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I'm down. I love getting a crew together and finding a time to ride, and we'll put together a group chat or something. I think it's the best part of Peloton.
I
I'll
think
jump
I'm
in
just
it.
at Phil Mackey. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
On Peloton.
Mine's the
So,
Rhino 75, as always.
Surprise.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise.
Let's go, dude. One more dumb football question, and then we'll do a little film review for the week.
Film review.
Bad Dad Joke wants to know. Actually, this is a fitting question. When an offensive lineman comes into the NFL with the profile of needs more sand in the pants, is that commonly just a way to say they have to bulk up, or is it more of like a technique thing? What does needs more sand in the pants mean for an offensive lineman?
I can't say I've ever heard that. I think I've heard a little bit more like you need a little more lead in your pencil.
I've heard that.
Like there's a little more lead in your pencil.
That's said a lot.
Yeah, that one. Or there's another one I'm trying to think.
Well, I'm trying to think of what it is too.
lead
You
in
need
your ass, like a little bit more lead in your ass, right? Which is just talking about like you need to have a
Stronger.
better anchor and you need to be stronger in the lower body,
Okay.
right? Like that's more about what it's about because so much of the NFL, especially if you're playing the interior position on the O line, is like, can you not get pushed backwards into the quarterback's lap? It's like, so does he have enough lead in his ass, right? Like, can he sit down on a bull rush of Dexter
Right.
Lawrence? Can he sit, or is he going to be a guy that's going to get walked back because he's got Alex Boone legs? Right, like those are the kind of things that. Sorry, shots fired. That was bad. I'll dig myself for that.
Wow, that was an unnecessary
Yeah, that was
drive-by right
dude,
there.
completely under the bus. Fine.
First of all, nobody ever pushed me back into the quarterback. These fucking legs did just fine. Okay,
Sensitive.
very.
But
Ultra.
yeah, I think that's more the sand in the pants. Just talking about they just got to get stronger in the lower body.
Yeah, it's said commonly. A lot of times in the run game too, because they're not moving anybody, and you're like, dude, fucking bring your shit with you. You need to get stronger, bigger. But for the most part, it's not. I think it's said about young guys. It's not really said about older guys, because if you need more lead in your pencil as an older guy, they're just gonna be like, dude, peace out, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we'll find a younger guy.
exactly. Like they mostly say that about what do you think about this guy? And the coach would be like, I think he needs a little more lead in his ass. And you're like, better get stronger, motherfucker. You better do some squats this summer. That's exactly what he's telling you.
Yeah. So good round of dumb football questions here today, gentlemen. For the audience, keep sending us in the YouTube comment section. Click that like button, the subscribe button, and we'll keep rocking your dumb football questions here.
Football's so close. We're almost there,
2
man.
weeks until training camp.
We're almost there.
I know. I'm
3
getting
weeks
sad.
until I think the first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game, is usually the
Dude.
first weekend in August?
17th. Yeah, it's the 17th this year because some of the guys got to leave, and I'm already getting sad. I'm gonna miss them.
Ooh.
Oh God.
All right. That's a wrap. O-line committee, Jeremiah Sirles, Alex Boone, Phil Mackey. We'll see you guys next time.